Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you're here, please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Dania Esperanza. Esperanza means hope. This is Hope Speaks, and I am wearing my We Are One top. In my last video, I talked about personalities and what is your personality blend. We technically have a blend of two personalities, one primary and one secondary. We can have like 50-50 of each, or we can have 75 and 25, or we can have 3% and like 80% of one, and then another 5% of another, and it can be complicated to explain right now. But when you read this particular profile, it does make it much simpler. It has like the areas where you are operating in your strengths or in your weaknesses, and then you can get an idea of who you are. And the important thing is, like, once you figure that out, more or less who you are, you know that this can change and it will improve. When you hire a life coach, you hire a life coach because you're practically doing plastic surgery on your personality. You're going to get results. Failure is not an option. And you can hire a life coach for just several weeks. Like, some coaches hire other coaches just for 6 weeks. And the reason why they only do 6 weeks is because they are already coaches, so they get the idea, so they kind of want to know what more or less they need to do, and then they take it a lot further. When you are researching your personality, be kind to yourself, and like I said in the previous video, you was programmed this way. It's not your fault when you are working in your weaknesses as a child or as a young adult, but when you start to realize where you are in your life with your personality, and you might notice that you are operating from your weaknesses, like maybe 90% of your life or the time, you will start feeling badly about it. Your brain starts to go backwards into all the times that you've made all these mistakes, and then you start to question yourself and maybe not even want to trust your instincts. And that's okay, because this is where this metamorphosis period starts, and you are going into a cocoon where we are going to work with you and understand why this has happened to you. And when you go into that dark shadow, it's good to have someone to help you through the process. If you need therapy and you need to talk to someone who is a psychiatrist or a licensed therapist, I advise you to do so, because we all need help. And these traumas that happen to us through childhood, they cause biological and physiological traumatic changes to the brain. And with neuroplasticity and the repetition of positive affirmations during the day, during the night, sounds of relaxation to calm your nervous system, and also a lot of self-love and self-acceptance, and also a support system. It will be great to have at least one person on your side that you can talk to. And that is another reason why a life coach is so beneficial, because we are great sounding boards. It's wonderful to just listen to our clients express themselves. That gives us an understanding of where we can help them. And we know we're not counselors or psychiatrists. However, as a coach, we are with you through and through, and we listen to how is it that your learning style will be able to blend with our way of educating you, or the way a life coach needs to share their message, because everyone has a different way of learning. Some of us are audible learners, and that's why I recommend Audible, and to listen to audiobooks, listen to podcasts. In your vehicle, you should always have a audiobook ready for you to listen to if you're stuck in traffic, or if you have a long distance trip. Sometimes when we have our children in the car, we're a little bit ashamed of listening to certain podcasts or certain audiobooks, because it's not appropriate for our children to listen to these things. So obviously you don't want to listen to podcasts that might say swear and bad language, because um, I swear in my podcast. I actually enjoy that, because in YouTube you cannot say certain things because they can flag your video and take you off. So you have to be um, careful on how you relate the message. But in podcasting, so it is fun to go back and forth with my co-host and just joke around, and you'll be able to see my personality much better in that platform. Here I need to be more tamed because of the obvious, they have rules and regulations, and I I have to be me as well. So with my personality as a sanguine, which is what I want to talk about right now, it is a very bad personality when you look at the weaknesses. And I have operated from some of these weaknesses, and even though it might be a little shameful for me to admit, I need to be real, and that ability of me being real is going to help me improve myself. I'll be able to help you better if I am much more authentic about my life and about where I am, and even where I am headed, because I have you have to be able to say your goals to your loved ones, and so that way you have a reason to move forward and make sure that those goals are accomplished. But you also don't want to tell everyone certain goals, that because you know that if you tell them, if it's, for example, an invention, if it's something that you know it hasn't been invented before, you're not going to put it on YouTube. You're not going to put it on Facebook. You're not going to put it on Instagram. You're not even going to tell a lot of your friends, because you know that they might be hating on it and sabotage it, or someone might hear it and create it before you do. So those are things that you obviously have to keep to yourself. However, there are things that you need to make sure that you have written on a piece of paper as a goal, yes, so you could see it, but you also need to put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube, put it everywhere, because you know you're going to accomplish that goal, because that is, you're going to be like that homing pigeon. And in my podcast, I talk about homing pigeon, and how in our brain we have that ability, and it is turned on by writing and by reading. And you should have a notebook. This one is mine, but it's because I kind of made 3 notebooks out of one, because this was thicker, so I kind of split it. And I have another one that I filled, so I went from here all the way, and I filled it. All the pages, filled it with all of my goals. So you start writing your goals, and there are things that, yeah, you want to tell the world, because that goal is you're gonna accomplish that. Failure is not, it's not an option. You're gonna get it. If your goal is to have an amazing beach body, and you want to be healthy, and you want to be happy in your amazing beach body, because you're entering your 50s, or you're entering even your 60s, it's doable. Where I've seen women in their 50s and 60s start boxing, or start working out, and they have reinvented themselves, men and women, completely. Like, they have changed their lives completely for the better. So if they can do it, you can do it. When you hire a coach, it's because you want that assistance with that. And it could be, again, like 6 weeks, like life coaches do hire other coaches. It could also be 3 months. It could be 6 months. And you can even hire one life coach for a year, and you can have a contract with them. I I am going to hire a writing coach because I am a little bit stuck when it comes to my writing, and I that is one of my biggest goals. I have told the world I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book. So failure is not an option. I am writing a book. It's gonna happen. This is something that I owe to myself first and foremost, because it's something that I want to accomplish. And it is something that my grandfather came to me in a dream. And this picture I found by chance, so I share it with you. And he was very, very handsome. My grandfather was tall. He was taller than my father. And my father's an average height of like 5'9", 5'10". My grandfather was taller than my father. He was always lean. My grandfather did not have a pot belly. My grandfather was a lean man who made his fruits and vegetables, grew it in the backyard, and then he came inside the kitchen and made some amazing fruit juices and vegetable juices. He ate everything organic and natural. Most of our country did, especially back then. But I by receiving these 7 keys through a dream, and receiving them many years after my grandfather died, even the numbers correlate, go with the number 7. My grandfather passed away when I was 7. That was meant to be. I received the keys at 43. When you add 4 and 3, that equals number 7. And there's just been so many coincidence or synchronicities that have happened to me when it comes to my life, when it comes to visions and a deeper understanding of the spiritual realm. I do believe that the other side does communicate with us, the spirit world. My husband passed away of a rare, complicated disease, and my son, our son, has that disease. It's called Savvy's thing. And I was medically gaslighted for many years when it came to my son, until I brought him to the Boston Children's Hospital. So I am a great advocate. That's going to be one of my niches. If you have a disability, some kind of disease, an ailment, and you need multiple, you need advice, you need another option when it comes to healing, you might want to look at all your resources and seek other ways of healing yourself in order for you to find that peace. And my son really gave me that experience of finding out how to help him. And I'm still in that journey with him of healing him and helping him. He is on medication. The medication that he takes right now is Xeljanz. He used to be on Humira, and Humira destroyed his lungs. It caused another disease in his lungs, and we had a biopsy done, and we discovered it. So I urge you to get a first, second, and third opinion. And whenever you are confronted with anything when it comes to your medical health, your body is your temple. Everyone, this is your temple, and you are the holy grail of everything. You can heal yourself. You can find the resources that can help you heal yourself. And discussing things with your doctor, your medical doctor, is the most important thing. But you can seek for another medical opinion. You don't have to stay with that one medical opinion. And you can also work on yourself, work on who you are, work out, go to the gym, drink lots of water, eat healthier, feel happier, feel healthier. There have been countless miracles that have been documented when it comes to the emotion code and the book, The Body Code by Dr. Bradley Nielsen, and other healing techniques that might be familiar to you, like Reiki, which is all of these techniques are energy work. And a lot of people kind of think energy work is not helpful, but look into Dr. Joe Dispenza or even Dr. Bruce Lipton. Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Joe Dispenza. And I mean, research it all. Get the books, read it, research them on YouTube, listen to their podcasts, listen to their videos. If it resonates with you, if it's something that you want to look into, go ahead. Look into yoga. Yoga has helped me a lot. Doing exercises for my liver, for my kidney, and you can find out the specific exercises that you can do to improve your lungs, your liver, your kidney. I post a lot of that on my Facebook. I have tons of videos that I had shared on my Hope Speaks Facebook page. And now that I am doing the life coaching, I am going to merge two pages, and I'm going to post daily. I'm going to share these types of videos on things that can help you, because I have to program your brain, and programming your brain, I can't do it alone. It takes other people as well, other forms of education, reading. If you're not a visual learner and you do not enjoy reading, I urge you to start reading. Force your mind, force your brain, force your eyes to read and like it and enjoy it, because reading will help you when it comes to not having Alzheimer's and dementia, because you should do whatever it is that you haven't done. So your brain is a muscle and it needs to be exercised, and your certain things are going to feel uncomfortable and not feel natural, and you're not going to like it, and that's okay. Just like when you're in the gym and you're working out, you don't like it. To be completely honest with you, when you're first about to walk inside that gym, you dread it, especially at the very beginning when you haven't gone for a long time and you have to get used to it again. You hate it. It doesn't feel good. But then once you start going, like if you do it for 7 days and you go through it and you're doing it for 21 days, your body and your brain start to get used to it and like it. And then it can become like an addiction. So because you're igniting these endorphins in your brain that are healing your body, it becomes an addiction. So if you do it every single day and you do it for about 35 to 45 minutes, and even if it's like on the weekends, you say, I'm not going to do it for 7 days a week. Of course, don't do it 7 days a week. Do it for 4, do it for 5. But then the other days, be active. Make sure you move your body at least for 35 minutes. Go for a walk, 15 minutes up the road, 15 minutes down during those off days. But don't stay in bed and be a couch potato and allow these like the depression or sadness to take control of you. You have to use circulation in your body, and listen to music, and light incense or aromatherapy. Be surrounded by beauty, flowers, whatever makes your spirit feel happy. Ignite those joyous emotions inside of you. If you're feeling down and glum and you're having a sad day, and it's okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be a bitch for a moment or two, and have a moment that you have to shut yourself down and you don't want to talk to anybody. It's okay to turn your phone off. It's actually probably the best thing to isolate yourself when you are not feeling well. And for women, we know that once a month, those are the things that happen. We don't want to talk to anybody. We don't want to do our hair. We don't want to leave our house. And that's okay. Give yourself some grace. Go outside for a little bit and then come back in and get in your bed and give yourself some love, but don't do it for too long. If I'm your coach, I would only allow you to do it for 2 days. After 2 days, you have to get up, you have to move your body, you have to do something, even if it's a little something. Um, so when it comes to learning your personality, you should get these books. I would say it would take a couple of weeks for you to get through it, depending on how your reading regimen is, whether you're listening to audiobooks in your vehicle or whether you have the actual book. I do both. I download the Audible because I turn my vehicle into a university, and I'm constantly listening to audiobooks and podcasts and videos on YouTube. I'm constantly researching because I want to be able to be of help to my clients. So I don't want to make this video any longer. I hope that this video has been able to help you. And the reason why I wore this t-shirt, this top, is my workout top. We are one, and we everything that happens to our neighbors, we feel it as well. Whenever like those fires that happened in Maui, when I heard about it, that brought me like so much pain, and I was thinking about even the car ride to that area when we went to the police department. um, and it is just so sad. So we feel the pain of others, so we don't want to pollute our bodies with these toxic thoughts and feelings against ourselves, because we are creating illness and stress within our body, and then that palpitates out of your body and it connects with other people. It affects others. So the beginning of change is within you, within each and every one of us. We should stop and improve ourselves, work on self improvement. They say that you should invest 10% of your income on self improvement, whether if it's taking a workshop, um, going away on a retreat and learning something completely new, buying that book and reading it, get the assessments and do it. And if you feel that you need more, hire a life coach. These things are tax deductible. You can take the receipts that you invest in your education, your self-development, and you can bring it to your accountant, and you can put that is going to be part of your self-development, part of education, because that's going to help you make more money in your job. That's going to help you understand what business is it that you are able to create. It will also help you get along with your friends and family members. It will be able to help you accept who you are and forgive yourself and forgive others for the programming that you have in this brain, and the way that this reticular activation system is picking up certain things and not picking up others. So you want to shift that, and with that energy shift, it's going to become a completely new form of education, and multiple forms of education: reading, writing, listening, watching, and on these multiple ways of connecting with who you are. It will enlighten you, and as you become enlightened, you will be able to come out of this metamorphosis era, like a butterfly, like, this amazing creature. And if I would say a bird, I would say eagle, because eagles are amazing. uh, to be honest with you, eagles choose one mate and stick with that one mate through their lifetime. And they're able to be like hawks are amazing as well, because you are supposed to go up, above, and raise yourself higher above the clouds, like they do. And you are also able to watch things from afar and learn, be a student and learn, who are you, why have you been doing these things, just step back from yourself and observe yourself. You know, watch your thoughts like a hawk. Watch your actions like a hawk. Watch the things that you say. You know, listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen, your heart sends more messages to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. But it is also important not to go off on your emotions, because according to what energy you're working with, whether you're in your weaknesses or your strengths, you need to evaluate that. You need to slow down and say to yourself, where am I, and why am I operating from this energy field? Do I want to shift it? And that's when the magic begins. So thank you for being here. I hope that you learned something and I was able to share more.